And welcome everybody to this very, very special, exciting Adar Rishon rally, a little post Purim Katan as we were supposed to do it, but for some reason we had to cancel, but we decided not to let the Yetzer Hara win. And today we're going to do some amazing things. Number one, we are going to change the world forever. We have all you special Chayalim and Chayalas gathered for today's special rally in Torah, Tefillah, and Tzedakah to change the world for good. Once again, we will be having a very, very special raffle at the end, and we're going to do it during the rally. I'm going to explain how. We also have a very special guest all the way from the Ukraine, Tzivos Hashem Ukraine, which you will also be inviting. Now, today, today's theme is that it's all about the children. As we're going to find out, we're going to hear from a general in New York, Rabbi Shimi Weinbaum, all about the power of the children and very much connected to Purim Katan, which we just celebrated last week. But today, I want you to hold up the world with Torah and Tefillah Tzedakah. So today, I have an extra challenge. You have different missions to do for today's rally to be in a very exciting raffle for a scooter and a electric helicopter. So and a Tzivos Hashem cap, there'll be 3 prizes for electric helicopter, a remote control helicopter, a Tzivos Hashem cap, and a scooter. This is how you're going to win. You're going to do different missions during the rally. Torah, Tefillah, and Tzedakah. Follow along. And today I'm going to challenge you with a very special challenge because our brothers and sisters around the world, especially in the Rebbe's home country of Ukraine and Russia, need a lot of tehillim and a lot of help. So my challenge is that you and me are going to continue from Shabbos. I have to make a very special announcement also about Shabbos, about the thousands of kapitelach that all of you said over Shabbos, and that was amazingly incredible. But today, we're going to do today's Yom Tehillim. Now, it's known as Kapitel Kuf Yates. Last year's Rebbe's Kapitel is a very, very special Kapitel that breaks the Satan. It has all the Aleph base. Today is the second half of Kapitel Yates. So I'm going to ask you for your time and patience before we continue on for the rally to join me in Kapitel Kuf Yates. Keep saying it. Keep bringing those malachim down. Keep bringing protection for our brothers and sisters in Eretz Yisrael, around the world, and especially in our roots, the Chabad roots, especially the Rebbe's hometown, which we're going to have a very special Tzivos Hashem representative right after the Kapitelach. We're going to ask a special guest to welcome us to our special rally. So, without further ado, let's start with today's Yom Tehillim, the second half of Kapitel Kuf Yud Tes.
Ma ahavti sayasacha kalaya misichasi me ohivaitecha kemeni mitzvasacha kili alamili mekal melamida yiskalti ki edvaisacha sichali mizekeinim as bayinan ki fikudecha natzarti Kalisi Agloy, Leman, Nishmar Devoracha, me Mishratecha, Lo Yisarti, Ki Atarisani, Manim Litzulichi, Ki Masecha, Mi Devash Lefi, Mi Pikudecha, Esbayinan, Al Kain Sanisi Ko Arak Shaker. Ner le'agli devarecha ve'ar l'ntzivasi nishpati v'kayima lishma mishpitei tzidkecha Yasnu Rishayim Pachli Umi Pikudecha Laisaisi Nechachti Edu Vaisachali Ailam Ki Yisasai Libi Heima Natisi Libi Lasasukacha Liailam Eikev Seafim Sanaisi Visayir Asachavati Sestri Maganiyata Ledvarcha Yechalti Surumi Mani Mirayim Ve'etzira Mitzvah Zelayai Sachini Chir Masachavi Achia Ve'alta Visheni Misiri Aha, aha, aha Seadeini Ve'vashaya Ve'ashia Bichuka Chasamit Aha, Salisa, kol shagim mechukacha, kishaker tarmisa. Sigim mishpat achorishiyare, zachein ahavti eidesacha. Samar mipachtecha v'sari, romi mishpatecha yareisi. Asihisi, mishpat v'tzedek, ba'tani cheini liyai shekai, ayoi v'avdecha letai. Ayaskuni zaydim Einai kalu l'shua sacha B'li'im yas tzidkacha Asayim avlecha chechastecha V'chukecha lamideini Aha, aha, aha Avlechani havineini Ve'eida a'eidei secha Aha, Sladinai, Hefeiru Tayasacha, Akeina Hafti Mitzvisacha, Mizah Umipaz, Akein Kopi Kudechol Yisharti, Koloyach Sheker Soneisi.
You kids are doing amazing, amazing, amazing. Keep up the incredible work. We're going to do, as I mentioned, I know we're doing a little bit longer Tehillim today, but that is the main theme, because as you see, that it's up to the children to change the world, to bring light, beauty, and goodness to the entire world. And as mentioned, we have a very special guest. So we'll do another 2 letters, then we'll go to our special guest. So now we have Pei and Tzaddik, then we'll go to our special guest, and then we will finish the half of Kapitel Yikuf Yutes, because it's also today's Yom. And I said Kapitel Yikuf Yutes is a very, very special power. So let's continue doing the next 2 letters and then invite our very, very special guest.
Pelois, Idi Vaisecha, Akein Yitzharias HaNafshi, Pesach Devarecha Yair, Meivim Pesayim, Pifarti V'Shafa, Kidlim Mitzvah Yavti, Penei Lai Mechaneini, Kimishpat Le'oya V'Shemecha. Secha, ve'alta sasbichoven. Aha, ay, 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 b'deini, b'yashikadam, v'yashmira pikudecha, penecha, v'yavidecha, v'lamidini yasukecha, pagei mayim v'yardu einoi, aloi shemiru saryasecha. Tzadik ata, Adar, B'yashar Mishpatecha, Tzivisa Tzedek Eidesecha, Ve'emuna Me'od. Tzimisasni Ki Nasi, Ki Shachachu Dvarecha Tzaroi, Tzurfai Resecha Miyad, Ve'avdecha Eiva. Secha, tzedek li'olam, v'sa'ir sechames, sar Matzuk Mitzauni Mitzvah Secha Shashuai Tzedekei Divai Secha Li Olam Havineni V'Echiyah.
We are now up to letter Kuf. But before that, we are going to ask a very special shliach. Actually, a shliach. I'm not sure if any of you or many of you heard of in Dnieper-Petrovsk, where the Rebbe's father was the Rebbe, and the Rebbe grew up. We have a very special shliach. Believe it or not, he was born in, I think he was born, I'll tell us in a second, but he's definitely from Melbourne, Australia. But shliach now to Tzivas Hashem in Ukraine, in Dnieper-Petrovsk, and he has a full center called Dnieper, and we'd like to ask a special general in the Eibishter's army in Tzivas Hashem, Rabbi Yossi Glick, to join us and to lead us in the next part of our rally.
Welcome, Kinderlach, from Dnieper-Petrovsk, the Rebbe's city where the Rebbe grew up, where the Rebbe's father was the Shliach. Then it was called Yekaterinoslav. Right now, the children over here are going through a very hard time. There's a war going on and they're very scared. But one thing that keeps the Kinderlach here feeling safe is knowing that their brothers and friends, Tzivos Hashem soldiers around the world, are saying Tehillim for them, Shabbos Mavarchim, and they know that the Eibishter will listen to their tefillos and that everything will be all right, and it makes them feel a lot calmer. I'd also like to say hello to nieces and nephews there, the Laufers and Gestetners and any other relatives we have, any other soldiers over there. And we should know that whenever we see things in the world happening that don't look very good, we should never think that we can't do anything to help. Especially children in Tzivos Hashem can always pick up a Tehillim, say some Tehillim. They can always give some extra tzedakah, do an extra mitzvah. And in Mitzvah Hashem, the Eibishter will listen to all of your tefillos and of the tefillos of the children around the world. And we'll have not just peace over here in Ukraine, but peace around the world. The ultimate peace, the peace that lasts forever with the coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu. B'mheira yameinu mam.
Amen, amen, amen. Thank you very much, Rabbi Yossi Glick, for your warm words. And like Tzivos Hashem soldiers, like Rabbi Yossi told us, we can make all the difference, as we're about to hear from Rabbi Shimi Weinbaum. But let's finish off Kapitel Kuf Yotes. You guys are being so patient, and more than that, you're being so beautiful. So with the last kavanas, with the greatest kavanas, let's finish off the last four letters of Kapitel Kuf Yotes, Kuf Reish, Shin Tov. Don't forget, you can do your mission. So towards the end of the raffle, you're going to the rally. You're going to be told to go on to chabadu.org/raffle to get into the raffle by doing your mission, saying Torah, the 12 Psukim, Tefillah, the Tehillim, and of course tzedakah. So let's finish off first. Kapitel Kuf Yotes.
Kerasi b'chol lev anini adinai Ch'kecha et zayira Kerasicha Haishiyeni Ve'eshmeroi desecha Kidanti v'neshef v'shaveya Lidvarecha yichalti Kidimu einai Ashmurois L'siyach b'mrasecha Aha, aha, aha Shima chazdecha adayin kimishpatecha chayini aha ay 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 karivu yodefezima mitaya schacha karayvata adayin bechametz vesecha emes kadem yedai tid veidai sacha kili elam yisadita Shachachti, Rivari Uge Alayni, Ve'emrasechachayini, Yachak Megashayim Yeshua, Ki Chukecha Ladarashu, Rachamecha Rabim Adonai, Kemishvatechachayini, Aha, 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 Rabim ta asher masich alay shamaru re'eki fikudecha ahavti Adonai ki chastecha chayeni Yoish tivarecha mes L'yaylam kamishvat tzidkecha.
Last two.
Sorim ridafoni chinam Umidvarecha pachad libi Sahasanaychi alim rasecha Kemaitei shalol rav Shaker sanesi vasa eva Tayr yasecha ahavti Shaveh vayayim hilelticha Al mishvatei tzidkecha. Shalom rav le'oya v'sayasecha Ve'ei lamay michshal Sivarti l'shuasecha Adonai U'mitzvesecha asisi Shamer nafshi eidaisecha Ve'oya ve'in me'ayt Shamarti fikudecha ve'eidaisecha Ki chodachai negdecha
Last one.
Ikra nasi lefanecha Adonai Ki divarecha b'neini Tavaytechi nasi lefanecha Ki emrasecha hatzileini Tebana sifasai tehila Ki yisrael mideni chilkecha Ta'al l'shayni emrasecha Ki chametzesecha tzedek.
Well done, everybody. But we're not finished yet. First of all, we have one last kapitel, the Rebbe's kapitel. We're almost finished. It's less than 2 months to the Rebbe's birthday, 120. Just like Moshe Rabbeinu, when the year that we went into Eretz Yisrael, and hopefully by us as well, as the Rebbe turns 120, we too will enter Eretz Yisrael. And this kapitel is especially special because it talks all about being about shalom and peace on the world. So please join me with great kavanah as we say the Rebbe's kapitel. Okay, and now without further ado, the power of, I'd like to ask Rabbi Shimi Weinbaum to take the next part away. But children, I want you to watch closely, as you understand what Rabbi Glick has just told us, that the power is not only also with the children, but perhaps specifically only with the children, or at least especially. Rabbi Weinbaum, please.
Welcome, Chayalim from around the world. Afreilich and Purim. We're celebrating Purim Katan, something that only happens once every few years. Let's turn on the Bein Hasmanim time machine to see the special power that you children have.
What year would you like to travel to?
3026.
What is your destination?
Eretz Yisroel.
Loading Eretz Yisroel.
now, let's welcome our reporters in the Tzivus Hashem newsroom and our time-traveling reporters from around the world.
Hi, I'm Rabbi Garfinkel.
And I'm Rabbi Rabin, and it's great to be here.
Thank you for joining us. And now let's turn on our Zoom app to zoom through history. Our reporters have now landed in Eretz Yisrael in the year 3026, and we will be going to them for a live report. Rabbi Rabin, can you please give us some background of what's going on?
Well, it happens that this morning the children arriving at the yeshivas and they find the doors are boarded up. They cannot get in any way.
Let's go now live to Mushka for a report.
I am standing here right at the site. All the entrances and exits to the house of study are closed. But Yeshaya Hanavi and the children are still learning. Now we're back to you at the studio.
Thank you, Mushka, for that excellent report.
Reporters, can you give us some live footage of Yeshaya Hanavi learning with the children?
Kinderlach,
Lift up the volume.
we have a problem. The Torah and the Jewish people for all future generations are in danger. Achaz wants to make the Torah be forgotten. So he closed all the Bati Knesiyas and all the Bati Midrashas. But I have 3 questions for you today. Are we going to let Achaz follow through with his plan?
No.
Are we ever going to let the Torah be forgotten from our people? Never. Can we let Achaz try to chase away Hashem from this world?
Possible.
Exactly what I thought. And that's what I told Achaz. So together, with all the koyach that we have, let us say the Pasuk Torah and eliminate Achaz and his plan.
Hayra, Siva,
Siva, Lanu,
Maisha,
Mayrasha, Kehilas,
Yaakov.
Yaakov. Achaz is done.
All right, Chayalim, let's pack up the equipment as we go to our next destination.
What year would you like to travel to?
3404.
There's news coming now out of the city of Shushan where Haman is planning to kill the entire Jewish nation. Men, women, and children all on the very same day.
Well, the news has come in that Haman is in fact targeting every Jewish child.
You mean he's focusing on the Jewish children first?
You heard it right. He is in fact focusing on the Jewish children first.
Let's go live now to our Shushan correspondent Yossi, who is live on the scene. Yossi, tell us how it's like out there.
Honestly, the situation looks grim. However, Mordechai believes that even in the face of total annihilation, God will protect the Jewish people. In fact, Mordechai has gathered 22,000 Jewish children to learn Torah. Back to you in the studio.
Chayalim, let's get moving. The next destination is Moscow.
What year for Moscow?
5687.
You know, Rabbi Raven, it's strange. Whenever we're in trouble, our Jewish leaders rely on the Jewish children to help them be victorious.
Wow, that's incredible. What? Oh, wow. News is coming in. Listen, everybody. We have breaking news from Russia. The year is 5687. Apparently, the Yevsektia and the secret Russian police have joined forces. Their aim is to close down every cheder. All Jewish children are not allowed to attend cheder.
Apparently, that's exactly what King Achaz tried. We're now going to go live to our correspondent Rivka, who is standing now in Moscow with a report. Rivka?
It's actually quite scary. The GPU seems to be gathering information about the Frierdiker Rebbe. They know that he's in Moscow and they're doing everything in their power to arrest him.
But Rivka, I'm guessing now that the news is out, I'm sure that the Frierdiker Rebbe will be leaving Moscow and traveling back to Leningrad. Is that correct?
Actually, no. We would have hoped that the Rebbe would run away, but that's not the case. In fact, on Purim Katan, the Frierdiker Rebbe said a mimer about the power of Jewish children, and he nicknamed the Yevsektia as the Haman of our times. And furthermore, the Rebbe is encouraging everyone to open up a cheder and keep the learning of Jewish children alive. Back to you in the studio.
That's right, Rivka.
We're doing the story where the Frierdiker Rebbe said a mimer in Moscow.
Chana, can you update us on the words of the Frierdiker Rebbe?
Yes, in the mimer, the Frierdiker Rebbe asks the question, usually, to win a war you need strong soldiers who train in war tactics. So, how do little children have the power to win over the enemy?
I wonder, how do these children have the power to fight the enemy? They're so young and they're so innocent.
The Frierdiker Rebbe gave a really simple answer. You can have well-trained soldiers with great strength, but that's not what wins a war. Hashem wins the war, and Hashem gets his strength from the Torah that's learned by us, the little children.
Wow, thank you, Chana.
That explains why the bad people like Achaz, Haman, the GPU want to stop the children from learning, and why Yeshayahu Hanavi, Mordechai Hatzadik, and the Frierdiker Rebbe are fighting so hard for the children to continue learning.
And there you have it. A shining example of how Jewish leaders have wholeheartedly believed in the Jewish children. They put their lives on the line to make sure that Jewish children learning Torah continues at all costs.
Reporters, are you able to show us an underground secret cheder?
Okay, Kinderlach, we just heard in the mimer how the Rebbe said that in every generation it's like this. There was Ahaz, there was Haman, and now we have what we have. How do we spoil their plans when they want to hurt us? By learning Torah. So let's learn together now, Shema, quietly, but with all your heart. David?
Shema, Shema, Yisrael, Yisrael, Adonai, Adonai, Eloheinu, Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai, Echad.
Beautiful.
You know, all this talk of the power of children reminds me of when I was younger. My parents told me of the Six-Day War that took place in the year 5727. Leon, do we have any footage to put up on the screen? Well, all the Arab countries made a surprise attack on Eretz Yisrael. Before the war even started, the Rebbe made a massive Lag BaOmer parade, gathering thousands of children.
Right, the same thing happened in 5733, when Israel faced more enemies. Right before the Yom Kippur War, the Rebbe quoted the mimer that the Frierdiker Rebbe said in Moscow. The Rebbe asked that everyone should make Jewish children's rallies throughout the entire world, and the Rebbe kept emphasizing over and over again that it's the power of the children that will protect the Bnei Yisrael.
The power that you children hold is unreal. You can win wars.
And now for the highlight of this news report, we go to General Straighton, who is at base 613855, and he is live in the field.
Boys and girls, Achaz, Haman, the GPU, they're all gone. But the enemy is alive and still here, and he is fighting us every single day. You all know who I'm talking about. Our great enemy, the Yetzer Hara. Because the Yetzer Hara knows how important your learning Torah is, he plays with your mind. And he tries to get you to want the things that aren't good for you. Then he ups his game, and he tries to get you to not like the things that are very important. And finally, he congratulates you for being a soldier of the bad guys. But are we going to let him win? No! No way! No way! We are not going to let him win. And do you know why? Because generation after generation, the power of the Jewish children has been protecting the entire Jewish nation. And how do they do it? With the psukim of Torah that they say. And this generation will be exactly the same. You children, you are the ones who will once and for all bring an end to the Golus with the coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu, Bimheira v'yameinu, Amen.
Thank you, General Straighten. Good luck in the field. This is Rabbi Rabin.
And this is Rabbi Garfinkel.
Thank you, Rabbi Garfinkel. Thank you, Rabbi Rabin. Thank you, Rabbi Straighten. Thank you to our time-traveling reporters.
Okay, and we're about to go to the next step as we travel around the world for our most powerful weapon, the 12 Pesukim that will change the world forever. As I said, my dear Chayalim, we are heading towards the most historic birthday of our Rebbe. Like I said, that's the very same when Moshe Rabbeinu turned 120. That's when we marched into Eretz Yisrael. And with Hashem's help, this year, as the Rebbe turns 120, we too will march into Eretz Yisrael. But we can't be in the back. We have to be in the front with all the other Tzivos Hashem soldiers. So Be'ezus Hashem, as we launch Tzivos Hashem this year for the new year 2022, make sure that you're all signed up right away and you all get your friends to sign up because we need all the power we can get. So without further ado, on to our next mission. And as I mentioned, to check off all your missions towards the end of the rally, you're going to go to Chabad.org/raffle to tick off your missions, and we'll make the raffle live at the rally. We'll give you a few minutes at the end of the rally, and that's to do the 12 psukim and all the other missions that we're doing. And without further ado, we're going to start the 12 psukim.
Chayalim, you are the ones who have brought the Geula in every generation through the Torah that you learned. So let's continue to zoom through history as we unleash our power by saying the 12 Pesukim together. We start way back in Mitzrayim with Miriam Hanaviah, the child who convinced her parents to get remarried. And as a result, Moshe Rabbeinu was born. Today we go to Second Lieutenant Bela Gerbman from Beis Chaim Mushkin, Toronto, representing Miriam Hanaviah and all the children from her generation. Please lead us in the Pasuk Torah.
Torah, Ziva, Lanu, Maisha,
Mayrasha,
Kehilas, Yaakov.
Don't forget to say along.
What courage! Now a little while later, when the Yidden were about to leave Mitzrayim, Hashem commands all the Yidden to eat the Korban Pesach, not just the mammies or the tatis or the boys and girls over Bar Mitzvah. The whole family, even the young children, took part of this mitzvah. So today, we have with us two-star general Menachem Mendel Fegelstock from Lubavitch Educational Center, Florida Boys, who is going to represent all those children who took part of the Korban Pesach in Mitzrayim, and he will lead us in the Pasuk Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Incredible! And I love the real sheep. Now we go to the children who crossed the Yam Suf. They were the first to say Zeh Keli Bambeyu. They were the first to recognize that what was happening was a miracle that Hashem was making to save them. They had so much emunah, so much bitachon, and especially the girls. They left Mitzrayim with tambourines, ready to praise and sing to Hashem. Today we have with us Second Lieutenant Golda Heller from Lubavitch Educational Center, Florida Girls, representing all of those children who crossed the Yam Suf, and she will lead us in the Pasuk B'chol.
Bechol, Dar, Vadar, Chayav, Adam, Lirais,
Sinai, and Hashem wants to give the Yidden the Torah. But first, Hashem wants a guarantor, someone who he can rely on, that the Torah will always be learned and kept. Who's going to be the guarantor? The Zkanim? The parents, the teachers? No, the children. Barneinu areivim ba'deinu. Hashem relies on the children. And today we have with us Captains Chana Shapiro and Shulam Maritz from Yeshiva School, Pittsburgh Girls, to represent all of the guarantors of the Torah. Let's hear you, the Pasuk Kol. And now we're back in the times of Yeshaya Navi. King Achaz wants to stop the children from learning, but he can't, because Yeshaya Navi knows our eyes, he knows our power, our strength, and that's the Torah that the children learn. So Chayalim, we have with us today First Lieutenant Rafal Poltrak from Torah Day School of Houston, and he will represent all of those children by saying the pasuk Ki. Let's hear you.
Ki. Alright. Kilacha. Adavar. Ne'ai. Beficha. Uvavcha. Asaisai.
Amazing, and now we're in the story of Purim, watching 22,000 children gather to learn Torah with Mordechai, and of course it foils Haman's plan. Today we have with us Major Yosef Yitzchak Zirkin from Yeshiva Temchit Mimim of Montreal to represent all the children who foiled Haman's plot. Let's hear you, the pasuk V'hinei.
V'hinei. V'hinei. Hashem. Hashem. Nitzav. Nitzav. Olav. Olav. Umlai. Umlai. Chol. Chol. Haaretz. Haaretz. Kevoidai. Kevoidai. Umabit. Umabit. Olav. Olav. Uvoichen. Uvoichen. Kloyos. Kloyos. Valei. Valei. Im. Im. Aidai. Aidai. Karoi. Karoi.
So powerful, and now we're a few hundred years later in the times of Hanukkah. Antiochus wants to destroy the Yidden by getting them to stop learning Torah. But the children of the Maccabees hide in caves, and they learn Torah. When they hear the Greeks coming, they play dreidel. Such Mesiras Nefesh, and this is what wins the war. Today, Captain Menachem Mendel Kavalitsky and Sergeant Major Hillel Levy from Hebrew Academy in Margate, Florida, will lead us in the pasuk Bereshis. Fantastic! And now we're moving up to less than 100 years ago, where the communists in Russia are trying to do everything they can to stop the Yidden from learning Torah. But the Frierdiker Rebbe knows where the power is, and he sends Chassidim across Russia to open up schools for the Jewish children to learn Torah. We have with us a Chayil to represent all of those children in Russia, to lead us in the pasuk V'shinantam. Take it away.
V'shinantam. V'shinantam. Levanecha. Levanecha. V'dibartam.
our generation, Deir Ashvi, so many times the Rebbe gathered the Chayolim for rallies. When the Rebbe recruited the children in Tzivos Hashem and Tavshim Mem Aleph and made the rallies, that was right before the Lebanon War. And to represent those children from Tavshim Mem Aleph, we have with us one-star general, Chaya Weinman, and Rachel Hackner from Lubavitch Girls' Schools of London to say the pasuk Yagaiti.
Yagaiti. Yagaiti. Adar. Adar. Matzasi. Matzasi. Ow. Ow. Tamen. Tamen. Lo Yagaiti. Lo Yagaiti. Lo Matzasi. Matzasi. Ow. Ow. Tamen. Tamen. Yagaiti. Yagaiti. Matzasi. Matzasi. Tamen. Tamen.
Wow, and let's go back even earlier to Tavshin Lamed Gimel in 1973 in Eretz Yisrael when they were attacked by the Yom Kippur War. For months before that war, the Rebbe asked the children to gather and say psukim. And that's what protected the Jewish people. Today, to represent all of those children, we have with us First Lieutenant Nayach Rees and one-star General Levi Lang from Lamplighters Jewish Academy in California. And they will lead us in the pasuk V'ahavta.
V'ahavta. V'ahavta. Orecha. Orecha. Gabaycha. Rabbi. Rabbi. Akiva. Akiva. Oimer. Oimer. Zeh. Zeh. Klal. Klal. Gadol. Gadol. Torah. Torah.
Brilliant! And just a few years later, when it was Tavshin Lamed Vav, there was some Yidden that were taken hostage on a plane. The soldiers of Eretz Yisrael led Operation Entebbe and released the hostages. What we know, it was just weeks before that the Rebbe introduced the 12 Psukim, and later the Rebbe told us that it was the power of the 12 Psukim that won over the enemy. Today we have with us Second Lieutenant Levi Yitzchak Kirsch from Olei Teira in Crown Heights to represent all of those children from Tavshin Lamed Vav to say the pasuk V'zeh.
V'zeh. Hom. Ha'adam. V'sachlis. V'yasai. Urias. Kol. Ha'elamais. Alyainim. V'sachtainim. Liais. Lai. Dira. Zu. Zachtainim.
Outstanding! And now Chayalim, to represent all of you, the Chayalim who will bring the ultimate Gula. Yes, Chayalim, we are relying on you to finally bring Mashiach now. We have with us 3-star generals from my Shliach in Virginia, Chayla and Mendel Spiebel, to represent all of you Chayalim around the world, and they will lead us in the pasuk of Yismach.
Yismach. Yismach. Yisrael. Yisrael. V'aisam. V'aisam. Heyrush. Heyrush. Shekal. Shekal. Me. Shahu. Shahu. Mizara. Mizara. Yisrael. Yisrael. Yesh. Yesh. Lai. Lai. V'smayach. V'smayach. V'simchas. V'simchas. Hashem. Hashem. Asher. Asher. Stas. Stas. V'sameach. Sameach. V'dirasai. V'dirasai. V'sachtainim. V'sachtainim.
Okay, and now for Yehi Ratzain, we'd like to ask one of our families over here to lead us in Yehi Ratzain. So we'd like to ask the Coopers to lead us in the pasuk to be brave. No, you have to be brave. Okay, so we're going to ask Atara Goldman to lead us Adar, yes? No? Okay, we need some seriously brave soldiers. Don't be embarrassed and don't be shy to lead us in the pasuk, in the special tefillah Yehiratzayin. So this should be the last, the last tefillah in Golus, and in fact, we should have Mashiach Tzidkenu. So I'm going to ask the Gordon brother and sister from Tasmania to lead us in the pasuk in the tefillah of Yehiratzayin.
Yehi!
Yehi!
Ratzayin!
Ratzayin!
Lefanecha!
Lecha!
Adonai!
Adonai!
Eloheinu!
Eloheinu!
Bil
V'lehei! Abba Yiseinu! Shaya ban
Chayolim, and now for the highlight of today's rally, when we get to hear our orders from the general of the entire Tzibbis Hashem, the Rebbe.
Okay, so we are about to start. I want you, this is one of our last missions for today. So I want you paying attention, because we think, wow, all those videos were so cool and so amazing. There were times of Moshe Rabbeinu when all the Yidden could not even get close to Har Sinai until the children agreed to keep the Torah. Whether the times of Yeshayahu when Achaz decided he's going to destroy the whole Yiddishkeit, and once again, it was the children that saved the day. Whether the times of Purim and Chanukah, or I can imagine only when the Rebbe gathered all the children before the wars. And now, okay, good stories. But the Rebbe reminds us that the same Haman and the same Paroi, the same Achaz, the same people are here today. But sometimes they don't look that scary, because sometimes it's hiding right in our heart. And we have the power to overthrow, do the same thing, and just like the children back then, brought a complete redemption to the entire world. When we stop listening to our Yetzer Hara, we will actually march out of this galus. So, greatest respect, quietly, with one of our last missions for today's rally. Please pay attention to our general, the Rebbe.
In this rally, the Rebbe taught us that when we win our Yetzer Hara, and we stand strong and we learn Torah, we won't need physical weapons of destruction, because your Torah will be enough to win the wars. Let's listen.
Wie angewiesen durch Neside Reino durch ein rebendes Schwert in dem Maimer, was hat gesagt, Purim Koton, Abishar Sayid nimmt on auf sich Teilo.
So the famous sikha that the Frierdiker Rebbe said on Purim Katan, the Maimer, that when a Jew decides to follow the Torah,
und es will mekayim sein und es mekayim mire mitzvahs, hat doch auf sich dem Eyev und Misnaken, dem Jetzer, was gibt Plätze zu, auf zwei Wegen, als ein Eyev, als ein offener Feind, was sagt ihm klar, als will im Chas V'Sholem bringen, auf nicht mekayim sein Beteiro und Mitzvah.
Sometimes our Yetzer Hara feels like a very clear enemy. Inside of our heart, it's saying, hey, go do this wrong thing. Go take that. Go eat that you shouldn't be eating or touching. And sometimes the Yetzer Hara comes like a very open enemy. We can clearly see the problem.
Und a zweiten Weg als Misnake, als verstellt sich und sagt soll noch geben, mehr nicht wie ein bisschen. Danach wird können lernen mehr Teile. Durch das, was früher wird tun an der Weiligkeit verschollen. Oder noch ähnliche Teile.
Sometimes the Yetzer Hara could be like a sneaky spy, very tricky. Because he doesn't say, oh, don't learn Torah. Sometimes he comes with a little trick and says, look, let's stop learning now, because if we take a break now, then I bet we'll be able to learn even better. Let me eat that candy now, even though maybe it's not so kosher, but I bet if I eat this, I'll feel happy and want to do more mitzvahs. So the Yetzer Hara could sometimes be very tricky.
Als wird im ganzen Bottle der Jetze und kann gar nicht tufton mit Taiden und befragt mit Teilen wie Jenke mit jüdischen Kindern, ist das durch der Ruf, wo die Eilerin wie Jenke, die jüdischen Kinder, führen sich auf in ein Leben von Jesadeto Eis, sie stellen weg als ein Jesod, als ein Grund, auf welchen sie buhen, sie tagtägliche Aufführung und dem ganzen Leben.
So how can we fight such a tricky enemy? So the Rebbe says from a pasuk that Yesadet Ha'ois, when we have a strong foundation, that everything we do is according to the Torah, and our whole house is according to the Torah. And even though little children have the power to turn around to their parents in a respectful manner and say, I think our house should be a little bit holier, a little bit more special, more Torah and more mitzvahs.
Und die ganze Huiseere auf die Starkheit von Torah, und man geht mit der Starkheit in Lernen Torah und man kann sein ihre Mitzvahs, das ist genug und ist mewattel. Dem wo Misnake bringt Rob dem Nitzochen im Milchemes HaYetzer.
That's enough. That is our weapons. We don't have to go fight, destroy, or anything. When we have that firm hachlata that we're going to do the right thing, that itself just shoots away the enemy. It shoots away the Yetzer Hara. And when we do that in our heart, that's what happens in the world. Then the real big enemies also run away.
Und fragt dort ein Eche, a Milchome ist verbunden mit physischen Waffen und mit physischen Keach, wo das ist.
But the Frierdiker Rebbe asks, that's all nice, that's very beautiful, but that doesn't make sense. Doesn't a real war need real soldiers, very well trained? What do you mean that children could win a war for the world?
Nicht in der Fuß der Mos bei Eilim wie Jenkim und verrennt wird. Adose, wo der Posig sagt, der Eibester, was ist der Shem Zwois, der was 4 Tonnen mit aller Armeen unhebendig von Zivis Hashem, sagt.
So the answer is that's not true. Who do you think is in charge of any army? Like we see throughout history, there could be a very strong army that loses the war right away. Like we see the Yidden HaMitzrayim. Who's truly in charge of every army, good and not good? It's always Hashem. And Hashem is known as Hashem Tzavos. So definitely his army, the children have the power.
As Lebe Chayil ve Lebe Keach Kiyim Beruchi, Omar Hawaii Tzvoyes.
It's actually a pasuk that not with power and not with might does one woman war. Hashem says, "Lo b'chayav v'lo b'kayach," not with heroism and not with strength. Omar Hashem Tzvoyes says Hashem of the armies, because it's really through Hashem's army that wins a war.
Adura der Ruf was mit Gein Beruchi, wo das sie durch Lernen Teiro Mekaim sein Mitzvahs, werden dämmelt nicht Waffen ankommen, nicht zu Keach und nicht zu Chayil, wollen die jüdische Kinder bringen dem Nizochen in dem Milchome mit den Jetzer, durch Isaderto Eis, durch Halten der starken Teiro und Mitzvahs, in a Nefen von Eis, und das versport.
So the Rebbe literally says that we have a way to avoid a war. The Rebbe literally is telling us that if we do the psukim and we fight at Sahara, there will be no need to war. There'll be no need for might, no need for tanks, no need for guns. When Chayalim of Hashem, the true Chayalim, do their part and fight the war of Hashem through fighting the Sahara, they will actually avoid fighting in the world.
Darf nicht ankommen zu Chayil Vekeach, zu physischen Waffen, mit jese der Miet, was me hat, oder die, was haben den Waffen. Und das allein warf Toni Mosova Facher, auf die alle Völker, was einen Arum Jiden Bichlal und in Eretz Akedisch befragt.
And wonder fills the ear, singing songs of thanks, all the Yidden gathered there, who from them already knew the miracles Hashem can do. Zakei Levi Yan Vehu V'Yan Vehu. Standing at our Sinai, our hearts in unity, Hashem wants to give us a gift, but where's the guarantee? Who will guard it and make sure the Torah will be strong and pure? Banenu Arevim, Arevim. Always children, every one of us children. We are the soldiers in the army of Hashem, our King. With Emunah shining bright, doing business, spreading light. Our goal, Mashiach, always in our sight.
I take responsibility, yes, the Rebbe counts on me. I'm doing all I can with all my strength and energy. Though at times it takes a fight, I will always do what's right, 'cause Hashem himself is always here with me.
Doing mitzvahs, learning Torah, loving every Jew. This is what it takes to pull us through. With confidence and joy we share together, we all stand prepared, we're ready to greet Mashiach now and here. The walls of Golus see them fall, so now's the time, it's our call. What can stop us? Nothing at all. The Rasha Haman made a plan, a terrible Zera. Mordechai then gathered all the children to learn Torah. Hashem heard us, he made an ace, and Haman's plan fell in his face. But to wait, Visufar. We have the koyach, it's a gift to each of us. Mit Pi'el and the Yankim Yisadutais. Today, like then, it's you, and we will make Geula come to be. We are marching out of Galus finally. Always the children, every one of us children. We are the soldiers in the army of Hashem, our King. With Emunah shining bright, doing business, spreading light. Our goal, Mashiach, always in our sight. I take responsibility, yes, the Rebbe counts on me. I'm doing all I can with all my strength and energy. Though at times it takes a fight, I will always do what's right, 'cause Hashem himself is always
Okay, I just did want to mention the many soldiers that have been promoted. I know we didn't have a live rally in a while, but Be'ezer Hashem, Erev Purim on Tainis Esther, the very day that the Yidden fasted and got their true full miracle, we're going to have a live rally. But I did want to make mention of some special soldiers who've been working throughout the summer and going up in rank. Let's, in no particular order, we're going to start with Sarah Krana Cohen for becoming a sergeant, and another sergeant, Rachalea Serebransky. And she also became over the summer a sergeant major. We have Dvaralea Tayar, who became a captain, and a second lieutenant, Shayna Bracha Tenenbaum. She also became a first lieutenant, and another second lieutenant, Sarah Fega Haller, and Zahava Golda Brown for becoming a first lieutenant. Another sergeant, Musia Super, and we have also Seema Feldman for becoming a colonel, and Shadel Raskin for becoming a captain. A massive mazel tov. And moving on to the boys, we have Levi Coltman, who became a first lieutenant. We have Shua Stern for becoming a second lieutenant, and Captain Yaakov Koppel Baskin, mazel tov. We have Menachem Mendel Heiningsfeld, who's been working so hard, is already a major. We have First Lieutenant Chayamer Kamenetsky and Levi Kastman for becoming a second lieutenant. We have a Major Zalman Feldman and a Remy Korf, mazel tov, for becoming a second lieutenant. We have Sergeant Eli Mishalovin and Schneier Chaim Vogel, big mazel tov, for becoming captain. We have second lieutenant Shrali Reicher and Noach Wolf, a first lieutenant. And a big salute to Reuven Abenayim for becoming a 2-star general. Big mazel tov. We also have Mendel Edelman for becoming a colonel, 1 rank away from general. And a big salute to Mayor Greenbaum, who became a general, and Mayor Brown for becoming a colonel. Finally, we have Shalom Ber Raskin for becoming a captain. And another amazing 2-star general. I'd like to salute him with all the generals, Beryl Stern. Big mazel tov.
Mazel tov on all of your promotions.
Chayalim, you're doing such an incredible job in Libert HaTeira. 6,085 Chayalim registered for the Chidan this year, and you'll be learning so much. And now is the time for you to register for your special rewards.
Hi, I'm Shara. I chose to join the Yeshai track. I learned for 15 minutes a day and mastered all the mitzvah boxes. I can't wait to get my sweaters and gifts. I'm looking forward to the finals so I can earn my Chidon certificate.
Hi, I'm Chaim. I chose to join the Adar track. I learned for 30 minutes every day. I know the mitzvah boxes and all of their details. I'm so excited to get my rewards, the sweater, gifts, and prizes. I'm so excited for the final so I can earn my Chidon plaque.
Hi, I'm Chaya. I chose to join the Havana track. I learned for 45 minutes every day, and I understand all the mitzvah boxes and the details. Can't wait to get my sweater, gift, prizes, and to join the regional trip. I'm really looking forward to the final. I hope to earn the Chidon plaque and medal.
Hi, I'm Yanko. I chose to join the Ian track. I learn for 1 hour every day. And now, I have an in-depth understanding of all the mitzvah boxes and their details. I'm so excited to get the sweater, gifts, prizes, and join the regional trip. I can't wait for the final. I'm really hoping to earn a plaque, medal, and trophy.
Hi, I'm Avram. I'm in 8th grade. I passed the Havana track, which means that I get to go on the Chidon Kol HaTorah Ultimate Experience in New York. I can't wait to receive my Kol HaTorah Kula plaque. No matter what track you took, you all are winners, and Hashem and the Rebbe, your parents and teachers are all so proud of you. Hatzlacha on your final and enjoy your rewards.
You learned, you earned. Now is the time to register.
And I just want to take a moment to salute our almost 100 boys and girls who've been doing Chidon this year. A special shout out to Yoav Cooper, who's done all 5 books, and he's done this year. Kala Torah Kula took a test on all 5 books. A big, big mazel tov, and a mazel tov to everybody. I can't wait for all the girls and boys that just entered year 4 for your special Chidon journey coming up in term 3.
Chayela, after 5 years of learning, I am so proud to be joining my fellow Kala Torah Kula contestants in New York. I hope you all enjoy the rewards you've earned and look forward to the day you will know all 613 mitzvot. Together we will win this war and bring Mashiach now.
Chayalim, just like in the times of Purim, let's sing the words of Utsu Eitza V'Sufa. Let our enemies know you can plan as much as you want, but you have no chance. Hashem is on our side. We have the power of the Torah. We will overpower the enemies. We will bring peace to the world, and we will bring Mashiach. Utsu Eitza.
I want everyone to sing away. After this, we're going to do something very special because you're going to get a chance to put your names in and fill in all the things you did so we can announce the 3 amazing winners. But I want you, because the Rebbe told us, and especially in Adar, Simcha, Poiritz Keder. Simcha breaks all boundaries. Simcha breaks all gzeiros. So as we put on Reb Michal's singing and dancing, I want you to dance along with the special dancing, but take the time. I'm going to put it on for 5 minutes. At that time, you'll get to submit. Now, if you have multiple kids in your family, each one needs a separate submission. That's ChabadYouth.org/raffle. ChabadYouth.org/raffle. But don't do it yet. I want you to first sing Utsu Eitza, the very psukim that the children sang to Haman, the very psukim that won the war. So let's continue.
The Rebbe wants we should sing with the words. Everybody to start. Al tira mi paratesai. Sholas and
Okay, the Rebbe actually wanted, you'll see that Rebbe was going to make a motion at the end with his hand because the Rebbe wanted them to finish all the words, the 3 psukim that the children told Haman. So let's sing V'ad Zikna. V'ad Zikna ani V'ad Seva ani Ezbail ani Yasesi V'ani Yezav ani Ezba V'amalei Ach tzadikim yoidu lishmecha yeshu yisharim es panecha Ach tzadikim yoidu lishmecha yeshu. I don't know if you noticed the Rebbe just made a motion because the Rebbe was asking why they skipped V'ad Zikna. Okay, so now take the time. I'm going to ask the Rabbi Michal German to help us with to help us with the singing and dancing. So I want you to get up and you should turn on your video. Don't be embarrassed. But you should take time during this time. I'm going to give you 5 minutes. In this 5 minutes, you must dance. And you also should be filling out your missions, the things that you did by the raffle, so I can make the raffle and announce the winners. Once again, go to chabadyouth.org/raffle. chabadyouth.org/raffle. Punch in all the missions that you did. And we'll see you in 5 minutes for the raffle. But you must dance.